Well, today I want to share a very important download that has to do with manifestation and actually controlling the energy field that we are and what happens in our reality here, which is really an illusion, how it affects all this. This is really amazing stuff. It was a major download during a lucid dream that I received. Now, this may not be new to you. I think it just might be an eye-opener because it's going to help you to understand how much power you wield and what's going on out here. Are you ready to do a major mind shift, a major reality shift? Because you can do it right now. Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fear and live an amazing life. Because when you break through fear, my whole platform is break through fear. You guys have seen me hold this up 101 times. Yeah, what does that mean? We learn what it is, how we work with it. It is not a separate energy field that threatens you. It is you. It is you making choices as to what you believe and what energy you place into the quantum field. All right, so I'm going to share some really cool stuff with you in this video. First of all, I'd like to ask you to subscribe and share my videos. I want to empower people. That is my mission on this planet. All right, breakthrough fear is really helping people to wake up to the fact that it is a choice. I know it doesn't seem like it. And yes, the material world can be very real. Of course it is. We know when we get hurt, or we know that this body does expire, but that's not actual true reality. If it was, then, you know, it would be a total blank nothingness after we leave here, but that's not true at all. And we know that there is much more beyond what we see here. We're recognizing that, and I call that the great deprogramming, is we're going outside of our limiting beliefs. We're not placing the word God on an individual man in a robe out in the sky. We're realizing it's just science, quantum physics, well, beyond science, that is one energy field. I want to talk about that today because I got this extremely cool download. That download basically showed me in a lucid dream how energy works, how we in particular use this energy field. And it's not law of attraction. Law of attraction is when we think in our head, not all of you, but most people think law of attraction is I'm an individual that attracts something I desire here by saying certain mantras or having certain beliefs, and it really is so way beyond that. You are the very thing that you desire. The situations all exist in one quantum field, right? And beyond. There's no separation of anything. What I received was that everything is in the quantum, let's just say, reactor. It reacts according to what is in it, and that means everything. This is the most important part I want you to know. It showed me that it wasn't about the positive thoughts that I put in or desires and the beliefs to create this thing or situation that I want in my life. That does work, of course. If you believe it, you receive it. And it is about the belief, not just the focus. The focus, if you don't believe and you're saying mantras, I want this, and you don't believe, the focus is on the disbelief. And so we continue in this cycle of not getting the things we desire in our life. The information was that all of it counts. It has to. So for one thing, it's not just the desire or the belief about this. Everything else in that field contributes toward those results. All right, so let me rephrase this. So, you guys have seen my 3 seconds to manifest. It was 5 years ago, 3 seconds to manifest anything. I showed you that the majority of the time, if you paid attention, you are thinking negative thoughts, judging, low frequency about whether it's about what you desire or your beliefs in yourself or somebody else. We're in low frequency most of the time. We're always in complaint mode. And so I showed you that in less than, it was 2.7 seconds, I can catch myself in a negative thought. And what I had you do is focus on the thing you desired. My most recent practice is C to G. Any complaint, a lower frequency of any kind, I have you just shift over to gratitude. So it doesn't have to be about the thing you desire. It's just anything. I can't stand my boss. Oops, I have a paying job. I can pay my bills. Whatever it is. And you just go into gratitude because it's a higher frequency. And what I want to help you to do is to get into the higher frequency. And the information I received is that it all counts. All of it counts. So it isn't just the focus I place on something. Everything and everyone contributes toward that energy field. All of it counts equally. It's not like this is more powerful than that thought. It's all equal because the universe just is. It's just exploring. It's an information gatherer, and it just responds according to the creator who's creating its own experience, and that's you. All right? You are the energy field that is this, experiencing this, and creating it all. You're the energy that makes it happen and that dictates what happens. All thoughts of not just yours, everyone's, all directives contribute to the ultimate response. All of it. Nothing escapes it. So we're in the belief much of the time that if I shift over here and I'm in this, I can create my own reality. And yes, you can. However, you are completely affected by everything else. You're in a quantum field that is a holographic program we chose to experience, and that's planet Earth. What we refer to as the Matrix is a agreed upon program so that we could learn. We could experience some of the lowest density in energy fields. This is by design. There's no God that punishes you. There's no singular thing out there. We are the singular thing. This is really tough, I know, because it's like, how can I be the singular thing? I believe in so-and-so as some individual, and that's impossible. That individual appears that way so that we can comprehend it on any level. Because if you really tapped into what we are, we'd probably blow up. We couldn't handle it, right? It's true. So I went into this field. It was so mind-blowing because it said everything contributes. Everything is a result from all the contributions. So everything counts. Everything counts, including every single other person and their thoughts. And this is why it's so important for each of us to go through the great deprogramming and go into higher, more compassionate thoughts, positive thoughts, beliefs, actions, because we change, we affect, we allow the other person to change, we affect the other seemingly individual frequency that may be making lower frequency choices. We affect them. So if you try to go into your own little world here and isolate yourself and manifest all your stuff, it's not going to work. Other people will still be involved because you are that other person. So when you shine light on somebody else, you send compassion, they are not a problem anymore. You don't have to play with them, but have compassion for them. You don't have to approve of them. They're making lower choices. That's never feeling good for anybody. But when you shine light and you realize they're coming from their own fear, you're raising their frequency because they are always affected by it. Everyone's affected by every thought, action, everything. So it showed me that this is a contribution of all things and a collective response from all. This is why we must go into community and a collective awakening, because that's the only way all of it's going to change and go into the higher frequency new earth. That's the only way it can happen. Can you progress as a an individual on a high frequency and go off to another experience? Yes. But it's not going to change what's going on here as a collective if you don't open yourself up to, contributing to the collective change, right? Your raising your own frequency does contribute, but we have got to now go out there. You've got to go into expansion. You can't be afraid and isolate yourself and say, I'm not going to do this or this or this. You have to send that light, and it's not always you going out and trying to tell somebody they need to change or improve. It's by your own actions and your thoughts. Everything contributes toward your reality, even though you can control your own, because if you see the world differently, that is how it will be for you. Does this make sense? I know this is like really out there. The information was that nothing escapes the quantum results. Nothing. It's impossible. How can your positive thoughts not include somebody else's when we are one energy field? It's impossible. The one that I speak of, I say is source and one, is one, including the dark decisions. And so when we separate ourselves, we place negative information into the field that continues to actually fuel that negativity, because it creates conflict and separation. And that's not judged, it just is. Everything just is. I know this was a little bit deep today. Does this make sense to you? And you could say, well, how's that different from whatever? You can name whatever law of attraction, whatever. It's completely different. Law of attraction is not something that brings something to you. Everything is one thing. And as the illusion of an individual, you can create your own energy field and your own experiences, but it is not separate from everything else, and those actions will be a part of your experience also. That's why I said you can go into the new earth all you want, but if there's more people out there making lower decisions, we'll experience that. We will be a part of that. It's no way to escape that. It's just what we are. So the more we come into one unified field, that's why I said when people go outside of their bodies, they don't have to be individuals out there. That's an illusion. They don't have to be separate individual fields out there as people with names, because they're of one mind. There's no individual decisions to make, because they would never make any decision outside of pure light and love, right? We become individuals down here when we're making lower frequency decisions. It allows us to go back into oneness, but then we're not truly operating as one mind until all of us go up in there. That's the illusion. Does this make sense? Okay, I know this is, like I said, this is pretty heavy stuff. So when people on other planets don't need names or bodies, because they're one mind operating as one all-knowing thing that, again, can still be creative, but doesn't need to be an individual. They don't have to identify with that. So only humans have to name things, Archangel Michael, and but in the true existence on the highest frequency level, doesn't exist, doesn't need to. It's illusion, because they're identities, and nobody is one thing. We are just this one thing. Nobody is one thing. We are one existence, okay? So we don't need to be an angel or this, that's all illusion. Angels are illusion, but they're playing it out just like we are, all right? We're an illusion, but they are energy fields on another level that get to play in our playing field. So they're still part of our matrix too. When they become our guardians or our guides, that's all part of the system that plays out all these fun little playgrounds on different levels and frequencies. They are more etheric, so they don't exist in low frequency dense bodies. But you'll know them. Now I see mine as light beings. I've seen one only once as a human appeared to me because he had to in order to speak to me so I could understand what he had to tell me, which was pretty powerful. And that was only because it's what I needed. as a human, still in this energy field, right? I needed to see a person talking to me in order for it all to make sense. Yeah, this is really cool stuff. Every thought that you have is existing in everything, not just when you focus on what you desire. Absolutely everything is contributing to that result. Don't forget that. So when you want something and you're just focused on it, it's not that time period that you're working on it or believing it. It's in every instance, in absolutely everything. When you're sleeping, every thought, what you're eating, what you're drinking, what you say to others, the judgment, that look you give somebody, that disapproval, all of it contributes toward that field that creates your existence, your responses, your illusion. It's pretty cool. We're going to explore more of this because I know that you're more advanced now. You're getting more advanced, and we're going to talk more advanced. So you guys know that I have free videos and free master classes, but I am now going to start eliminating some of my courses and master classes, and we're going to go to much higher, let's just say, higher frequency, more advanced trainings. So if you want to get on some of the other master classes and that I have going now, you might want to sign up for that. It's time, and I know you're ready for it because you're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. And if you have ordered my book, I request that you go ahead and put a review on Amazon and let them know that you liked it so that we can start raising that frequency. Thank you so much. Sending you blessings, my friend. Namaste.